Hello fellow coffee botherers, I'm Kev from coffeeblog.co.uk and in this video I'm going to be demonstrating how to make a latte. As I've said in other recent videos, you can do whatever you like with your own espresso machine at home. That's one of the great things about owning your own espresso machine. So when it comes to latte, what you think is a perfect latte will probably be a mixture of things, including your age, where you've grown up, what kind of coffee shops you've spent a lot of time in, and so on. Essentially, latte is espresso mixed with textured steamed milk. If you're familiar with flat white, and click here to see how to make a flat white, latte is less intense and usually bigger, but not always. You'll usually find descriptions about how to differentiate between different milkies saying that each one should have a specific amount of foam on the top. Personally, I think that's utter bobbins. Some cafes will make latte with slightly drier foam than flat white, so you end up with a bit more foam on the top. It just depends on what coffee shops you go to. When you're making your own, however, you can do whatever you like and you don't need to get a ruler out and dip it into your coffee. That would be weird. I definitely recommend trying lots of different coffees for your latte, flat white or whatever you're drinking, because you'll find it can make such a big difference to the taste, and you might find a coffee that takes your latte, your flat white, suddenly turns Scottish, to the next level for you personally. That ran a little bit quick, so I'm not perfectly dialed in. I need to go a bit finer, but this isn't a dialing in video. I'm not that far off. So for the milk, I'm using a latte glass. And as I did in the video for how to make flat white, I'm going to, I've lost the jug. There's a jug gone. I'm going to pour the milk into the glass, and I'm using full fat cow's milk. Obviously you can use milk alternatives or skimmed or semi-skimmed, whatever you like. My favourite is full fat cow's milk. So I'm going to fill the glass and then pour that into the jug, so now how much you need. That is something I learned from Lance Hedrick from his videos, because I didn't used to do that. I used to just guess. Most of the time I was wasting milk, so that's a good tip from Lance. Thanks, Lance. And what I'm going to do, as I did on the how to make flat white video, I'm going to show you how to do it wrong. So I'm going to show you how to under-aerate, how to over-aerate, how to pull in the wrong kind of air for what you do if you were wanting more old school cappuccino. I mean, how to do it what I think is perfectly, but you might prefer one of what I'm calling my wrong versions. So hopefully this will show you how to change your methods to get closer to what you think is perfect. So I'm aerating. Ripping paper sound. And now I'm stopping. Didn't aerate for long. Now I'm just spinning the milk. Heating it and just distributing the small amount of micro bubbles that I would have just created. Always look after the wand. You don't want dried milk on your wand, it's rank. Now I can see from this foam, and I do this, to be honest with you, by accident quite often when I'm using different machines. If I get used to using one, then I'll normally nail the microphone on that particular machine, then I'll switch to another one and I'll mess it up. And I'm used to sort of seeing this. This is, actually it's not as under-aerated as I've seen, but you can see how wet it is. As you can see, there's nearly just about pourable, but it's not quite that pattern that's coming onto the surface, when you've got the milk perfect, it's easy to control, it's more defined. When it's sort of wishy-washy like this, it's because you've not aerated it enough. But some people will like that. We get a spoon, you know, there's virtually nothing there. Next, I'm going to show you the polar opposite of that. I'm going to show you what happens when you create far too much. The same kind of foam, so still microfoam, still that gentle aeration, but too much of it, and I'll show you what that looks like. So we've got that supple aeration, but I'm going to carry on with it, keep stretching beyond the point that I'd normally stop. Okay, now we're just heating and spinning, and that'll do. And that's not bad, but it's a bit on the stiff side for me. If somebody asked me for a cappuccino and they didn't say they wanted a traditional sort of 80s cappuccino, then this is probably what I'd do. It's kind of a bit more microfoam, a bit stiffer. As you can see, I could pour something, but it's tricky because it is quite stiff. As you can see, it is forming peaks, it is stiffer. So that, if you want your latte like that, then do that, just create that gentle aeration, but do it as soon as you start, or practically as soon as you start steaming your milk. So if you do have too much foam and you're not wanting that kind of foam, it probably means you're aerating for too long. So next, I'm going to show you what happens when you create not microfoam, but more old school cappuccino foam. I'm going to show you how to do that, what it looks like when you're doing it and what it looks like when you pour it or spoon it. So if you listen out for the sound this is going to make, it's not going to be it's going to be that sort of rushing, whooshing sound, roaring sound, not hissing. And that's because I'm breaking the surface of the milk too much. There's a big gap, or a bigger gap, between the one tip and the milk. So bigger bubbles have been formed. Yeah, that noise, it's roaring. And I can see a gap between the wand and the water, just a little hole, and that air has been sucked in. And I can't really do this justice in this jug. I could carry on stretching that, but jug's not really big enough. I'm just heating it up now. Show you. I can dig the spoon right in. You know, we've got lots of foam. I've not quite done that justice because that jug wasn't big enough to stretch as much as it could do. But that gives you an idea. Okay, so this time I'm hopefully, probably mess it up now, but I'm hopefully going to show you what I would personally aim for latte. Basically the same microphone I would always aim for flat white. gentle dripping paper sound, aeration, gentle aeration, hissing. And you just get the knack in time of when to stop. It does take a bit of learning. I've stopped, I've raised the jug because I reckon that's about right. Just heating the milk now and I reckon that is hot enough. See, that's like gloss paint, that's what I'm looking for. Like melted ice cream or gloss paint. That's alright, I suppose. For an amateur, turn that main light down a bit because I can hardly see that. Now there you go, just do that. You can see it better. The lighting in here, I've improved it over time, and you know, I keep trying to make improvements, but I'm no expert, and the lighting is better overall. But when I'm trying to look at, you know, that, it's like overexposed, so see it a bit better. Texture wise, that is, as I said, more like a flat white. But I like my flat white and latte about the same. I don't personally see any reason to change the texture of the milk for a latte versus a flat white. But that's just me, and you can do whatever you like, of course. And as I keep saying, that's the beauty of having your own home espresso machine. I think that's about it for the demo. So there you go, that's how to make a latte, and hopefully this will help you to work on making your own perfect latte at home. Thank you very much for watching, and please click the like button. Thanks, even if you didn't like it. Cheers, because it does something to the YouTube algorithm and more people end up seeing the video, which is good. And if you enjoyed this video, then why not click here to watch another one. Don't forget, to become an official coffee botherer, you need to click this image around here somewhere to subscribe, and to become a fully accredited coffee botherer, also known as Patreon supporter, just go to patreon.com/coffeeblogkev. Tatty bye.